I am Akinwumi Abodinde. Far-reaching decisions have been taken by the Ondo State Executive Council to further shaping the course of governance for the well-being of the people of the state. Addressing Government House reporters at the end of the council meeting, Special Advisor to the Governor on Security, Adetunji Adeleye, appreciated Governor Akeredolu for assenting to the amendment of the law which established Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun. Adeleye assured that the development will scale up the operational capacities of the state security outfit. He used the occasion to announce the procurement of newly acquired operational vehicles to be distributed to all security operatives in the state, including the Nigerian Police, Nigerian Army, Directorate of State Services, and Amotekun Corps, to fortify the performance of the agencies in the state.
Today we deliberated on and reflected on the Owo attack and the journey so far. Unfortunately, so far, one more person has passed on from the date of the memorial. We now have 41 persons dead from the attack. We have 17 still hospitalized and the rest have been discharged. You will recall that before we had about 61 people hospitalized. So many people have been discharged, and we look forward to having these 17 people meet their families soon. We wish them quick recovery. And again, our condolences to the people of Ondo State, to our people in Owo, and to the families affected. Right now, the government is working on giving assistance to the victims of the Owo attack. Mr. Governor expects the assistance to come in stages. And there are plans afoot for constructing a fitting memorial. As you are aware of, a lot of work has been done in that regard, and you will hear the details in due course.
Today is another major milestone in the march forward of the state government's resolve in ensuring that peace is restored completely to the state and in guaranteeing the safety of lives and property in the state. A bill for the law to amend the Ondo State Security Network Agency Amotekun Corps Amendment Law 2022 was ascended to today by Mr. Governor to enhance the operational capability of the Corps. We want to very deeply appreciate the support that the Corps has been receiving from the state government, especially in the provision of an enabling law that will guide the operations of the Corps.
The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, who gave an update on the attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, regretted that one more person has died. Mrs. Ademola Olateju said the number of fatalities is now 41, while 17 persons are still being hospitalized. While commiserating with the bereaved family and praying for the speedy recovery of those still in hospital, the Commissioner restated the commitment of the Ondo State government to have a memorial site in honor of the victims. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has approved the appointment of Oyebode Adebisi, an engineer, as the General Manager of Ondo State Water Corporation. Adebisi, until his appointment, was Director of Engineering, Planning, Design and Statistics of the corporation. A member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Nigeria Institution of Civil Engineers, among other professional bodies. Adebisi also holds a master's degree in engineering management. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Richard Olatunde, said the State Chief Executive charged the new appointee to consolidate on the achievements recorded in the water sector in the state. Moving on to education, over 56,000 students in Junior Secondary School 3 have commenced the Basic Education Certificate examination in Ondo State. During an assessment tour to different schools, Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Femi Agagu, restated the government's zero tolerance for examination malpractices. OSRC's Zahid Aribisala reports that the examination will end on July the 21st.
The moment has finally arrived for students in Junior Secondary School Class 3 to set pen to paper as the Basic Education Certificate Examination commences.
Write your name on your question paper.
Over 50,000 students across public and private schools are participating in this examination in what will be a test of knowledge on what the students have learned in the last 3 years. The teachers have left nothing to chance.
The teachers from the onset, they have put in their best to ensure that the necessary aspects of the syllabus are well taught and covered.
The need to excel is also important to the students, as this will serve as a springboard to be elevated to the senior secondary school cadre.
The examination is so wonderful. I prepared very well.
Ondo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Femi Agagu, alongside Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mrs. Lola Muda, embarked on a tour to assess the commencement of the examination. The team visited the Akure Muslim College, Aquinas College, Oyemekun Grammar School, St. Peter's Unity Secondary School, among others. Mr. Femi Agagu noted that the state maintains zero tolerance to examination malpractices, said the supervision will take place across the 18 local government areas.
They know us for having zero tolerance for cheating. And if you, at least from the places we have visited, you can see that the sitting arrangement is well spaced. So that, and this, you can see that the vigilators are very vigilant. So we don't anticipate anything like that. We have teams in every local government. Not even Central District. We have teams in every local government doing exactly what we are doing here now.
The examination will come to an end on July the 21st, while results are slated for release after 1 month. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
You're watching the news at 7 on OSRC television. You can also watch us live on our website, www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook, OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. We'll take a break at this point. The news continues shortly. Stay with us.
Announcing the world-class secondary school, the Royal Ambassadors College, Akure, provides Nigerian-British curriculum, personalized teaching, where every child's peculiarity is catered for, state-of-the-art learning facilities, preparation for international examinations such as SDT, TOEFL, conducive teaching and learning environment, local and foreign excursions, qualified teachers, boarding facilities of international standard, and midday meal for day students. Royal Ambassadors College, Kilometer 1, Bini or Highway, after Federal Girls College, Akure North Local Government Area, Ondo State. Hurry now for admission into JSS 1, 2 and SSS 1 classes. Examination dates are Saturday 16th April, Monday 2nd May, Saturday 11th June and Saturday 16th July 2022. Enquiries 090-3253-1766 or 081-46-303-496. Email info@royalambassadorscollege.com. Website www.royalambassadorscollege.com. Royal Ambassadors College, citadel of godliness and knowledge.
Thank you for staying with us on the news at 7. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, says the federal government has not reached a collective bargaining agreement with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Dr. Ngige said the clarification became necessary in view of the misinformation being dished out to Nigerians. The Labour Minister insisted that there is no such collective bargaining agreement that has been reached between the federal government, ASU, and other university unions on the renegotiation of their salaries and allowances, adding that what is in existence is a proposal. Meanwhile, President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, has berated the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, over his attitude towards the strike by university lecturers. Professor Shodeke said what the Minister of Labour has done is a complete insult to the academia. The ASU president's comment highlights the latest development in the impasse between the federal government and the union over its strike, which has kept university students at home since February 14. Away from the ASU strike, but staying with the university students, students of tertiary institutions in Nigeria have appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to sign the anti-sexual harassment bill into law. They noted that doing so will reduce the sexual harassment of students in tertiary educational institutions and elsewhere. Data shows that while males and females have reportedly been victims, the females are often the most affected. The Senate in July 2020 passed the bill on sexual harassment in tertiary institutions, but President Buhari is yet to give his assent. Unauthorized expansion of domain by any monarch will henceforth not be tolerated by the Ondo State government. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu handed down the warning at the presentation of staff of office to the new Iralikpo of Isika, Oba Oluwagbemiga Ojo. Youths in Ondo State under the aegis of PVC Assembly have taken voter registration awareness to major markets in Akure, the state capital. With over 300,000 voters' cards still uncollected in the state, the rally aimed to encourage political participation among Nigerians, especially the youth. OSRC's Abiodun Adewale has more on the story. Abiodun.
One of the centerpiece ahead of the 2023 general election is the need for eligible voters to get registered and actively take part in the process of electing credible leaders for the next 4 years at least. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has also extended voter registration indefinitely, giving more time for intending voters, particularly the youth, to seize the opportunity. In Ondo State, where there are over 3 million people and about 1.8 million registered voters, it becomes necessary to drive political participation with a campaign of this nature put together by concerned individuals.
I was told that there are still over 300,000 PVC that is yet to be collected in Ondo State. So we decided that the best thing we can do is to make sure that people collect these PVCs. There's no reason why we should stock it there.
Sensitization can never be enough to have people to get their PVC. We need to encourage people so that they can register. Get your PVC so that you can vote.
The focus of the campaign was to get more people to register and also add up to the 1.4 million collected PVCs in the state, as well as encourage many others on how to transfer their cards to their preferred polling units. From the Arakale axis through Obade Shida Road, they went about the sensitization using different languages. And the people apparently got the message. At the point of convergence at Nepa roundabout, the sensitization was already yielding results as people assembled to register for their PVCs.
If we're able to use our PVC to determine who becomes our leader, it is easier for us to use the same PVC to withdraw such leader. So when our leaders realize that we are the one that brought them in without collecting money or without having any motivation, then it will be easier for us to tell them this is what we want you to do.
According to the organizers, the sensitization will be taken to other parts of the state. Abiodun Adewale, OSRC News.
Staying with political matters, a federal high court in Abuja has dismissed a suit seeking the disqualification of Osun State Governor Adegboyega Oyetola as the All Progressives Congress candidate for Saturday's governorship election in the state. Delivering judgment, Justice Inyang Ekwo stated that the plaintiff, Moshood Adeoti, failed to support the suit with relevant laws and as such showed no course of action in the suit, which makes it a gross abuse of court process. Justice Ekwo added that the suit instituted falls outside the scope of Section 87(9) of the Electoral Act and Section 22 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Not leaving politics, the All Progressives Congress has postponed the official unveiling of former Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima as its vice presidential candidate for the 2023 general election. Shettima was to have been presented to party members at the APC National Secretariat today, but reports say the event had been moved forward. No reason has been given for the decision, which comes amid controversy over the choice of a Muslim ticket by the party. Away from politics, the Federal Road Safety Corps has directed commanding officers across the nation to complement the Nigeria Police to enforce the ban on the spy number plate. FRSC Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi, while commending the IGP on the ban, asked the FRSC personnel to work with the police officers in enforcing the ban. The FRSC boss said the use of the spy and other unauthorized number plates violates traffic rules and regulations, hence must be brought to a halt. The Lagos State Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Court, sitting in the Ikeja area, has convicted and sentenced Nollywood actor Olanrewaju James, popularly known as Baba Ijesha, to 16 years imprisonment for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old minor. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, in a judgment that lasted 2 hours, also convicted Baba Ijesha of 4 out of the 6 counts for which he was charged. Baba Ijesha was convicted for indecent treatment of a child and sexual assault. The judge, however, discharged and acquitted him of counts 1 and 6, which were sexual assault by penetration and attempted sexual assault by penetration. The court held that the prosecution could not prove those offenses. Staying with the courts, the ECOWAS court has declared the suspension of Twitter's operations by the federal government from June last year till January this year as unlawful. The court gave the ruling in a suit filed by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, and 176 concerned Nigerians in reaction to the suspension. In its judgment, the ECOWAS court declared that it has the jurisdiction to hear the case and that the case was therefore admissible. The court also held that the act of suspending the operation of Twitter is unlawful and inconsistent with the provisions of Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Article 19 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, both of which Nigeria is a signatory to. We take a break at this point. The news continues shortly. Stay with us. With us on the news at 7. Unauthorized expansion of domain by any monarch will henceforth not be tolerated by the Ondo State government. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu handed down the warning at the presentation of staff of office to the new Iralepo of Isikan, Oba Oluwagbemiga Ojo. Government House correspondent Timileyin Falade reports that the event was held at Itawa in Isikan, Akure South local government area. Timileyin.
Of the governor of Ondo State, Arakuni Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, I also present to you Oba Oluwagbemiga Ojo, the style of office as
The Iralepo of Isika stool became vacant in June 2021 following the demise of the then Iralepo Oba Oluojo. 5 candidates were presented by kingmakers, out of which Prince Olugbenga Ojo emerged as the most qualified. It was a carnival-like event and display of rich culture as people gathered at the Itawa in Isikan, dressed in beautiful and uniform attires to celebrate the new king. Presenting his staff of office to the new Iralepo, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by his deputy Lucky Ayedatiwa, urged the people to support Oba Olugbenga Ojo to ensure his reign is sweet and peaceful. Aiyedatiwa said government will not relent at making life more beautiful and meaningful for residents. He said government will continue to prioritize development through the provision of social amenities and infrastructural development through its redeemed mantra and ensure the state is safe for residents and investors.
His success depends greatly on the degree of loyalty, cooperation, and support given to him by all the people of Isiko. And I'm sure you will do that. I want to use this opportunity to assure and reassure the people of this state, not just Isiko alone, all the people of this state, that our administration will continue to maintain dignified neutrality in the process of selecting others, as it is absolutely the responsibility of the people.
He warned that illegal annexation of territory and unauthorized expansion of domain by any monarch will not be condoned. Binu Iralekpo of Isikon, Oba Olugbenga Ojo, thanked the people of Isikon for their support, assuring them of quality performance.
I appeal to all the people of Isikon to continue to unite and offer their unflinching support and loyalty to the land. A lot needs to be done to change the faces of our town. By the special grace of God Almighty, there will be peace and tranquility in our land throughout my reign and thereafter.
Other dignitaries who graced the occasion congratulated the Iralekpo and wished him a successful reign.
The peace that has been in Akure land before the enthronement of our Kabesi, Oba Olugbenga Ojo, I pray that that peace will continue.
The event also featured cultural displays, music rendition, among others. Timileyin Falade, Osrc News.
Moving to the foreign scene, Haitians are demanding that the government should step down because of runaway inflation and unchecked gang violence. At least 89 people have been killed in fightings between rival groups in the capital over the past week. Insecurity and unrest have added to the tailspin of an economy that never recovered from a devastating earthquake in 2010. And moving on to sports, after 4 consecutive years of annual summer tennis clinic in Ondo State, the management of the project has decided to replicate the gesture across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Inaugurating the committee in Akure for this year's task, founder of the clinic and wife of Ondo State Governor Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu charged members to up their game for the desired result. Omariola Ungbeji reports that the committee is headed by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Gender, Mrs. Olamide Falana.
Ondo State Summer Tennis Clinic is a program established by wife of the governor, Mrs. Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu, in collaboration with Ondo State Sports Council, targeted towards producing tennis champions among the youths of the state.
I pledge to give my support to this committee.
The governor's wife, while inaugurating the committee, lauded members of the Summer Tennis Clinic in their efforts on an annual basis, showing her excitement that the numbers of children involved keeps increasing. Mrs. Anyanwu Akeredolu urges the new committee members to put in more efforts and stressed that more responsibilities beckon.
We want to make Ondo State a state for tennis, a state for discovering talents in tennis.
She also unveiled jersey for the summer clinic. Accepting the mandate as the chairman of the committee, Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu on Gender, Olamide Falana promised to make the 2022 tennis clinic the best ever.
We have a huge task ahead that requires our time, leverages, and resources. And I also underscore and resources. Please feel free to bring suggestions and ideas that will make the event a success.
Analyzing the style of this year's tennis club, state coordinator of the clinic, Sheun Betiku, confirmed that the program is targeting 1,000 children between ages 4 and 13 across the state.
Formerly it's only the central, but now we are spreading to the 3 senatorial districts.
the south, north, and central. So in Okitipupa, we picked Stella Maris College as our center for this year's events, and it's starting on the 15th of next month to 22. While the one of north we take off 23rd to 1st of September. The one of central will come up 3rd to 13th of September.
The 5th edition of the Tennis Clinic is expected to commence next month. Omoriola Humbiji, Osrc News.
The Super Falcons of Nigeria are about now facing the Lionesses of Cameroon in the quarter-final match of the ongoing Africa Women's Cup of Nations AFCON. A semi-final spot is at stake, as well as a ticket to the 2023 FIFA World Cup. The Falcons started their AFCON campaign with a disappointing defeat to South Africa, but went on to beat Botswana and Burundi in other games of the group stage to advance to the last 8. Both countries contested the final matches of the 2014 and 2016 AFCON, with Nigeria triumphing on both occasions. The Super Falcons are 1-0 up after 50 minutes, with Rashidat Ajibade on target. And now to end the news at 7, another look at the major stories. The Ondo State government has made provisions for the improvement of security in the state with the purchase of new operational vehicles for distribution to security agencies across the state. The governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has warned monarchs in the state against unauthorized annexation of territory. Popular Nollywood actor Olanrewaju James, popularly called Baba Ijesha, has bagged 16 years imprisonment for sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. And from the foreign scene, Haitians have demanded that their government should step down over unchecked gang violence and economic chaos. That's it on the news at 7. Thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.